Hello everybody and welcome back to East. Last video we started here in Darm Tower. We got a little bit of progress made and we were told to find somebody here on the third floor of Darm Tower after receiving the idol from Doji. So I've come up to the third floor here, and now that we're back here at the wall of statues, I'm going to take care of these enemies. And then in order to find who we're looking for, we're going to need to put the Mask of Eyes on. If we remember this from Solomon's Shrine, it allows us to see hidden passages and secrets. So go ahead and put the Mask of Eyes on and scan the wall of statues, and eventually you'll find a hidden entrance. Once inside, go ahead and take the Mask of Eyes off, and we can see that there is an elderly gentleman here. Now he is going to talk our ears off, but he does have some pretty important information for us. Wah, that's my idol. I see, so Doji asked you to bring it to me. Much obliged. My name is Rabba. I'm a seeker of ancient knowledge, a scholar by trade, if you will. I came here 6 months ago to study the ancient ruins of Asteria. But while I was investigating this tower, monsters suddenly came from every which way. So I've been hiding out in here, hoping they wouldn't find me. This idol has been my saving grace. It may not look like much, but it's full of power. When held close to the body, it can make you completely vanish from sight. It's the reason I've been able to survive for so long without the monsters finding me. Well, young man, what brings you to this dreadful place? Your equipment suggests you came here knowing of its dangers, so I assume you have a reason. Adel explained that he entered Darm Tower in search of the Books of Ys. I see. That was going to be my first guess, actually. The name Ys appears quite frequently in ancient texts, even on the mainland. They say it's a land adept in the powers of magic with an abundant supply of silver-like metal. But as time went on, the name simply vanished from history. No one mentioned it anymore. Nowadays, no one even knows we're on the map to find it. It's a name we scholars always figured belonged to some long-lost utopian land of legend, but I always know Ys was somewhere in Asteria. I had a hunch anyway, and it would seem I was correct. If I've got it figured right, then something akin to the Storm Wall appeared on the day Ys was lost. Storms encircled the island, and when they were gone, so was Ys. All that remained was this here tower. Asteria's minstrels tell of swarms of monsters killing off half the land's people in a single night. Nobody could get away either on account of the storms. Meanwhile, the monsters built Darm Tower. Then, right after the tower was completed, the monsters all just disappeared. The crisis had passed. Several hundred years passed, and in that time, the whole mess was forgotten. Well, mostly anyways. But the danger was still there. It was dormant, but it was there. You sense it too, don't you? As we speak, someone in this tower is setting something evil in motion. There are traps everywhere around here. Without a doubt, someone or something is puppeteering it all. To what end, though, I have no idea, but we can't just let it happen, can we? Of course. That's why you're here, though, so you intend to keep climbing this tower, do you? In that case, I think you should have this. And he will give us the blue necklace. As long as you're wearing the blue necklace, the tower's many booby traps will be totally ineffective. So that is an incredibly important key item. That is going to allow us to advance on and not get caught in that trap that's on the 6th floor. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few things I need to ponder. You go on ahead, alright? We'll run into him later. For now, we're just going to leave him here. Re-equip the Mask of Eyes so you can get out of this room. Make sure you quickly unequip it so you can see the monsters. And then equip the blue necklace and continue on your way. So he's a very interesting character. He knows an awful lot, and if he's been in this tower for 6 months since the Storm Wall appeared, then he has had a whole heck of a lot of time to research this tower. I don't know how he's stayed alive otherwise. I wonder if it's kind of like Castlevania where there's a bunch of wall chickens in the wall or something like that. Because I don't really know. I mean, obviously he's been avoiding the monsters, but we'll just chalk that up to video game nonsense. Make sure you have the blue necklace equipped. Make your way back up to the 6th floor. And then what you can do is stand right in the middle of the 3 statues that had triggered the trap, and you can see that we're totally safe. I would definitely recommend keeping that blue necklace equipped, except for in very specific types of situations, which I will go over when those times come. Because you don't want to have to go back for any reason. Now that we're on the 7th floor, we can go on ahead to the 8th floor if we want, but there's a few things that we should take care of. The first thing is that we can find Doji here on the northwestern side. So yeah, it's me, Doji, saving your hide yet again. Seems you've got a knack for getting into trouble, but at least you're doing stuff, I guess. So I've got to ask, what the hell are you doing in this tower to begin with? Adol explained his reasons for infiltrating the tower. Okay, so you came here to get your jollies and wound up with much more than you bargained for. I gotcha. Good to hear Golben's doing well, though, at least. He and the others are probably real worried about me. Have you met Raba? He's an old weirdo, but I owe him my life. Was pinned down by a monster and out of options when he suddenly unidled himself and saved my hide. I'm helping him scout out the tower to return the favor. Might as well, you know, I mean, I'm here, and I hate leaving a place without tearing it up first. And then if you want something a little bit more useful out of Doji, you can talk to him again. Anyway, there's a rod somewhere around here that's designed just like that crystal you've got. From what I hear, you'll need it to get to the top floor. Heard about it from the boss's mom, and when she tells you something, you don't question it. That is going to be another key item we're going to be keeping an eye out for as we continue on in Darm Tower. Before we move on to the 8th floor, what we're going to do is head southeast, and we're going to be reacquainted with one of our long-lost silver items. In this chest is the silver sword, so make sure to grab that and re-equip it. That'll get you some extra firepower, and it just feels safe to be equipped with that. I just feel much better having at least one piece of my silver back, and hopefully we can find the rest of the set, the armor and the shield. Heading up to the balcony on floor 8, we're just going to keep going. Now in this room, once we're on floor 8, we have 2 options. We can head southwest and confront the boss, or we can head east and go through this door up to floor 9. And we should probably do that first. And the reason we want to do that is because we can pick up another treasure chest. So snake your way around on this floor, make sure you have the blue necklace equipped. I don't think you need it for this particular chest, but I would keep it on you anyways, and then pick up the silver shield. Now these statues are going to come alive as soon as you exit out of the screen here, so be wary of that. And I do believe that this particular enemy can only be found on this floor of Darm Tower, so if you're looking to fill up your monster book, make sure that you defeat a bunch of those before you continue on, because you don't want to miss the opportunity to do so. So we have our silver sword and our silver shield back. It's going to be quite some time before we're able to get the armor back though, however, so just to make sure that you have the next best thing equipped. Once you've collected those 2 pieces, head back to floor 8, and then on this floor to the west, we can head up into another boss arena. So we're going to be getting our first boss of Darm Tower here. So make sure that you rest up, make sure you have all the best stuff equipped, make a save quickly, and then when you're ready to actually confront the boss, what you can do is examine the door to go forward. This boss is like a grasshopper sort of enemy, and it fires projectiles at you. My strategy for this guy is to go in front of him, let him fire the projectiles, and before the projectiles come back, hit him on the side. I find that the projectiles only come back to him in the front, and you're usually pretty safe if you go to the side of him. As long as you're not greedy and don't stand near him for too long and try to get in a bunch of hits, you should be fine. I find that this works really well. As you can see, I haven't taken any damage so far. As long as you're quick and you have sort of a pattern down, this shouldn't be too bad. This boss is definitely a whole heck of a lot easier than the last boss that we fought, and it's one of the easier ones in Darm Tower. So this one is kind of a nice warm-up, especially considering that we are still missing one piece of our silver set. Now, those projectiles do have some crazy range, so that's why I kind of like to stand in front of him, because if you stand slightly to the side of him when he fires them, they will fire to the side, and it'll kind of ruin your plan of going ahead and attacking him on the side. I think that this would even be easy to do with the Talwar, but having the silver sword for that really makes a whole world of difference. So once he's taken care of, you can go forward and we can pick up 2 treasure chests, one for our first book of East in Darm Tower, and the other chest has a hammer in it. So that is an item we're going to be using later on in the dungeon. I think this is a pretty good place to stop. We have made quite a bit of progress so far, just in the 2 videos that we have been in here for, but we still have a whole lot more of Darm Tower to see. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope that I will be seeing you next time.